come from books, one comes from a big collection of stories, and the other comes from a book by Phyllis Root. And I think I'll start with the one that comes from a picture book by Phyllis Root. She went to the western side of this country, and she heard funny coyote stories from Native American tradition. That coyote was always getting into trouble, and she thought, I'm going to write my own. And this is the story that she wrote. She said, a long, long, long time ago, my children, the maker of all things made words magic. All she had to say was earth, and the earth floated through space, blue and green and shining. She said, rivers and water in beautiful ribbons of gurgling and sparkling water went throughout the land. She said, mountains, and the earth cracked and the mountains poked up their enormous head towards the heavens. She said, sun, and the sun rose blazing hot into the sky. And then the maker of all things said, stars, and the stars came out and the sun went down and the black night sky was filled with sparkling stars and falling stars. And the maker of all things made the creatures and the people, and the land was filled with flapping and fluttering as butterfly and jackrabbit, and she made coyote and lizard and hummingbird, and the world was filled with wonderful sounds, and she was happy and she was tired, and she went to sleep. But as she slept, that coyote made trouble. He said, I'm tired of eating and sleeping. All the words are magic. That means when we're hungry, all we have to say is corn. And the corn will appear delicious and golden for us to eat. Whenever we are thirsty, all we have to say is rain. And the clouds will fill with water, and we can stick out our tongues and drink. It is so easy. There's nothing for us to do. I'm going to stir up a little bit of trouble. And do you know what that coyote did? Well, first, he ran to an old man who'd been working all day on his loom, and he said, Grandfather, aren't you tired? You should ask for nighttime so you can take a rest. You are so right, Coyote. And so he said, night. And then Coyote ran to his next door neighbor and said, how can you see what you're doing in the dark? You're trying to make a clay pot. You should ask for the sun to come out. Of course, Coyote, said the woman. You are right. Sun. Night, day, night, day, night, day. And they started to argue. And while they were arguing, Coyote ran to a man who was trying to grow corn. And he said, your neighbor's corn is much taller than yours. You should ask for rain so your corn will grow. You're right, Coyote. Rain! And then he ran to the next door neighbors and said, look, he's asking for rain. It will wash away your beautiful corn. Sun, rain, sun, rain, sun, rain. And there was so much yelling and arguing that the maker of all things woke up. What is going on around here? And Coyote was trying to slink away after making all that trouble with his tail between his legs. Get back here, Coyote. What is happening? And the people said, Coyote told us to make it rain. He told us to make the sun come out. He told us to make it night. He told us to make it day. Do you always listen to what Coyote says? And then the maker of all things said, Coyote, you ruined it. I am no longer going to make the words magic. When people are thirsty, they will have to wait for the clouds to fill with water and for the rain to come down. When the people and animals are hungry, they will have to plant the corn and water it and weed it and wait for it to grow. And Coyote said, no magic words. Oh, 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 oh. And he started to cry, and the maker of all things tried not to smile. She knew Coyote would always make trouble with the words, but she said, I'll tell you what, Coyote, I'll make you a deal. There will be one time and one time only when the words are magic. And that is when someone tells a story. That is the time when all the people and animals will gather and will listen to the magic of the words. And so it is to this very day. Story time is magic time. And that is why Coyote loves stories so much. And that is the story of Coyote and the magic words. Did you like that one?